Hey, Abel, when you get a chance, stop by over here. All right, there was first cuss word. All right, racers, clear the track. We'll get the flag parade going. I have flag parade carriers lined up. So one more time, please clear the track. Abel, can you come back here one more time? Stu? Is that what you were talking about? Is that what you were talking about? I'm sorry. All right, gonna get things going with flag parade tonight. Gonna have Double A, who I saw in Tulsa at the Grands. He made it to quarters, I believe. And Deacon Reeves gonna go with him. Deacon, you won ROC, didn't you? Is that a thumbs up? You won ROC? I didn't see how you did on Grands Day, though. I'll find out. Saw lots of faces at the Grands. Was great to see a lot of you guys there. If you've never been, I highly suggest you go. I finally got to announce a local racer while I was announcing at the Grands. I saw Dr. Jones go by, which was great. So Grands are over and indoor season starts right about now. So if you're able, stand and remove your hats and helmets, and we will get things started. Thank you, racers. We'll go racing. Go ahead. You can start staging up over there. We are just waiting for the printer to finish printing out the rest of tonight's motos. We'll get our scores in place, the backstagers in place. All right, since it is opening night, we will once again go over turn 2. As you know, there's 2 ways around turn 2. The ladies are going to show you your way around, especially if this is your first time here. But so if you come out of turn number 1, and you look over here at these jumps and you decide you want to go to the outside and hit the smaller jump, you must go to the deep end of turn number 2. All the way down and around, and you can't cross over that line just like that racer did right there. You can't cross over that line of blue cones. But if you hit the big Fresh Park jump, you get to go to the inside of turn number 2, which is the shorter line, but is not always the best strategical move. That is for you to decide as you are racing your race. I've seen it work both ways over the years. So that is the tutorial on turn number 2. Thank you, ladies. So we're once again in a holding pattern while we get the rest of the motor sheets out. Looks like we got a couple of balance bikes tonight, at least a couple. And hopefully all those people that have been on the Facebooks and whatnot, all interested in what it is we do here at Rock Island Indoor BMX on concrete with wooden jumps and flat turns. Hopefully they're all in on the live feed tonight, because the live feed is up. So there goes our balance bikes. Going to be Duncan and Jones. Griffin Jones on the top side of this one. Oh, gonna get up. I don't. Does he? Yep. A little bit of help. And here comes George Duncan. Duncan got the coolest plate I've seen so far tonight on her bike. That might be left over from the Halloween race. I say run it. Jones coming in hot to turn number 3. Tearing it up. Duncan getting a little help from Pops out there. She's making her own lines out there, Josh. Josh, I got to thank you for bringing your kid to the track You make me feel really old because I remember when you were a kid. I think I might have been doing this for too long now. All right, Duncan going to take that one in behind Jones. Moto number 2 going to be 11-12 open. Ike, Wells, Stifle, Jamerson, Lagerquist, Taylor. Class is 11-12 open. Moto number is 2. It looks like the ladies at the finish line are ready to go. Gate goes down, a hole shot on the outside. Ike trying to get on the inside, making it happen. He hangs on to the 2 spot, at least for now. Kellen Wells. Wells on the 1. Ike takes the inside line, shuts the door on Lagerquist. Stifle hanging on to the 4 spot. Looks like the 1 is still going to go to Kellen Wells. Moto 3, 13-14 open. Nicely, Honer, Miller, Shekels, Ashby, Handley. Looks like 28 motos tonight, all 3 rounds. Every racer, all 3 rounds. Gate goes down, a hole shot. Corbin Miller, double A, trying to brake check his way around turn number 1. He's got Handley working him out of the 3 spot. Honer in there on the 4. Miller. Oh boy, Miller clipped in. Ashby, Handley, Honer. Shekels rounded that one out. Moto 4 brings us on to 13-14 girls cruiser. Ewert, Johnson, McBroom, Hurst. This is like 8 and over. Johnson gets the whole shot on the Red Demon. And the Flying Squirrel, she's hanging on to the 3 spot in front of the Purple Princess. Saw Sophie at the Grands. Got to watch her take a lap. That was awesome. Her first Grand Nationals. Taking the 1 on that, going to be the Jaybird, doing it for Green Tree and Standard Bike. Moto number 5, 9 cruiser. Ash, Jones, Reeves, Adams. This is like 7 and over cruiser. 7, 8, and 9 cruiser. Ooh, we got a slide out. Reeves slides out, and I think he got ran over. Chandler Ash on the top side of this one, doing for gate 8, Sexton Ford. Check on Danger Deacon Reeves. He was a speed bump there for just a moment. Bendal gonna take the 2. Jones, Reeves back up. Tough kid right there. Motor number 6, gonna be 11 cruiser. Oh, I take it back. We got 2 racks of 11 cruisers tonight. We're gonna have some transfers out of here. Top 2 out of here. Johnson, Cartwright, Trader, Scrowther, and Dimmer. Top 2 moving on. Gate goes down, whole shot out of the center. Gate 8 colors. Got Scrowther on his outside elbow. Oh, Beef overcooks the turn. 13 ride, that's Haas Cartwright. Cartwright trying to hold off Scrowther. Cartwright putting in a good lap right now. Let's see if he can hold off Scrowther. Looks like he's getting it done. Haas Cartwright, nice work, top work out of him. Scrowther in there on the 2. Looks like Beef back up and at him after sliding out in turn 1. He'll be back for round 2. Moto 7 is also 11 cruiser. Top 2 moving on. Devaney, Cook, Pavilonis, and the other Reeves, Knox Reeves. Reeves taking it in on the 1. Pavilonis hot on his tail. Tate Devaney back on the bike. the chef. Landon Cook hanging on to the 4. Looks like Devaney kept the 3 behind Pavlonis. 31. Like 31 to 55 cruiser. Oh boy. Getting a little spicy in turn 1 already. Remley trying to hold off DePau. Leaves the door open for Chopa to make a little ground. Oh, DePau goes like 2nd to 4th, just like that, as the Stinger moves by. Oh, now the Stinger. Oh, come on, Dax, respect your elders. 56-60 cruiser, Dennison, Burwell, and Burke. Dennison and Burke hanging out the Grands all weekend. Or all week, actually. That's a long week. Burwell going to try to go outside, hold the speed. Oh, and he can't hold the traction. Burke settles into the 2 spot behind your trusty Steeds ride of Jerry Dennison. Dennison going to take that in for the win. Check on Burwell. And Burwell's got his football gear on underneath there. He knows how to stop, drop, and roll. I guess it's slide out, hit it, and roll. That'll still put the fire out. Duncan Smith, Alan Frazier, making up 5 and under novice. Little shot way on the outside. Looks like, holy cow, they're coming right for me. The 19 ride, that's going to be Tucker Smith out of Hillsdale. Smith on the 1. Just watch Sawyer Frazier. Frazier came up the jump and he steered right towards me and my eyes got really big. I was really hoping he'd turn left. Duncan and Allen in there on your 2 and your 3. Or I'm sorry, Allen and Duncan on your 2 and your 3. Sawyer Frazier gonna do a little roll back there. Yeah, I lost him behind the jump. 7 novice got cut loose. Gate stifled Garrett. '15 ride Oakley Gates on your 1. Nice error. Air out of the 116. That's true at Stifle. And rounding that one out, going to be Hayden Garrett coming all the way from Burlington. That is Moto 11. That's 7 novice class. 8-year-old novice, Robinson, McGinnis, Goodman, and Frazier. Getting locked and loaded, waiting for Moto 11 to finish up, indeed. Dean Wright in the house, up the street from Wright's Cycles. Next to, but not in, country style ice cream. Well, I guess you're next to, but not in the Maid Right. Looks like Goodman on the top of this one, the 854 ride. The 192, Carter the Dart McGinnis hanging on to the 2 spot. Peyton Frazier and Thomas Robinson rounding that one out. That's Moto 12, 8-year-old novice. 8 intermediate, Robbins, Demink, and the Ben Dog. Gate goes down. Looks like Team Iowa rider. BMX Rex DeBink takes the one spot in and out of turn number one. The 207 on the outside, that's going to be the Ben Dog. And Kaylin Robbins coming out of Cedar Rapids to race with us tonight here in Rock Island, Illinois. DeMink going to take that one in, down and around, in and out of turn number three. Ben Dog and Robbins going to round that out in the 2 and the 3. 9-year-old intermediate going to be Frazier, Kaczynski, and Garrett. Gate goes down. Looks like the 3 ride, perhaps. Kaczynski, the Fireball. .354 ride, that's going to be Frazier, and then that puts Kai Garrett on the 3 spot. Kaczynski checking out of this one. We just had a new turn 2 invented there. I don't know. Paul, did you happen to catch that one? That was the shortest turn 2 I've ever seen. It was awesome. I think I'm going to try that if I bring my bike out. Oh, big one coming at you. 11-year-old intermediate, 7 wide. Cook, McGee, Trader, Taylor, Jones, Hurst, and the Voodoo Child. Oh, Hurst gets a jump on all the fellas. But coming out of that on the top side, going to be the chef, Landon Cook. Cook, the 62 ride. That's going to be Dr. Jones. The Gate 8 Sexton Ford ride. Voodoo Child sneaks in there on the 4 now. Chef Landon Cook taking the 1. .12-year-old intermediate, Jones, Wells, gear bump. Oh, somebody working the inside of that one, the 101 ride, trying to get in there. That was Kellen Wells. Wells trying to get in on the G-Force. G-Force having to do the foot down action. Spent a little time with Gage out in Tulsa this past week. Was good to see him. And I noticed he dyed his hair to match the helmet mohawk. That's pretty awesome. 14-year-old intermediate Whitmarsh, Johnson, Shekels, Honer, McKay. Another big one, some heavy hitters in here. Hannah the Hurricane Whitmarsh, another Grands attendee. I saw Hannah in staging on Saturday. Shekels, the big show, trying to get around her. Honer trying to make it work, can't make it stick. Jaybird hangs on to the 3 spot. Honer eyeing her up. Oh, he high sides it. And he keeps the door shut on Braxton nicely. Oh, nicely working it in there. On to some 8 girls experts. McBroom, Robbins, and Max Power. Max Power wearing the right cycles jersey, but got Hearst Plumbing down as their main sponsor. Sophie McBroom, the Flying Squirrel, in there on the 2. Going to put Emerson Robbins out of Cedar Rapids on your 3 spot. Still going to be Max Power hanging on to the 1 in front of McBroom and Robbins. That is Moto 18, Moto 19, 7X, Reeves, Wally Beast, and the Boss. Gate goes down, Reeves back up, and Adam foot down action. Nice motocross move by Reeves. Reeves going deep. Perhaps Ike can take advantage of that. No, Reeves carries the speed. Looking fast and furious out there. Power Effect Speed Co-Ride. Danger Deacon Reeves. He's got his USA jersey on tonight, though. Ike. And Wally Beast going to round that out. Moto number is 29X is your class. Chandler Ash, Speed Bump, and the Outlaw. Fisher Jones. This moto brought to you by Gate 8 and Sexton Ford. They are the talk of the town. The 138, that's Speed Bump. Then Ash. Then Jones. 1, 2, 3, just like that into turn number 2. Speed Bump on the 1 still. Ash. And Jones looks like that's how that one's going to finish out as those racers go down that last straightaway towards the finish line. Stripe. Moto number is 21. Reeves, Scrowther, Devaney, Cartwright, and Johnson. Again, our 11X class. Top 2 out of here. We got 2 racks of them tonight racing for the transfer spots. Reeves on the inside. Scrowther making it happen. Hoss Cartwright getting a little elbow on Beef Johnson. Oh, leaning into him. Oh! Nice dismount out of Hoss. Hoss trying to make it happen. Top 2 transferring on. Reeves and Scrowther with your transfers. The other half of 11 Expert is moto number 22. Once again, top 2 on to the main event. Demink, Colvord, Pavlonis, and the Bone Shaker, Dane Dimmer. Moving 2 out of here. Nice jump out of Pavlonis. Pavlonis hanging on to the 1. Colvord in there on the 2. Those are your transfers as it sits right now. Vinny Meatballs trying to get into the mixed. Once again, top 2 on. Dimmer sits in the 4 spot. They'll be back for round 2. "13X moto number is 23. Going to be the other Colvord, Double A, and the Stinger, Dax Helke. Oh, Double A gets the whole shot, but I don't know. We're going to have to get a ruling on that no plate. Double A trying to hold off Helke into that last turn, trying to get around, trying to find a way. Double A going to hang on to the 1. Helke and Colvord rounding it out. Big one coming at you, 15X. Going to be Miller, the Super Sport, the handler, the Crazy Train, and Goofy Goro. Wow. Miller just checked out of this one, and the Super Sport slowed down the rest of the class as he slid out. You have to put a little grease on them brake pads, quiet them down. Be Hanley in the 2 spot. I think that's Spiker on the 3. Goro and the Super Sport rounding that out. That's Moto 24. Almost done with round 1. Moto's back to staging. 1 through 10 back to staging as we get our 17 over expert. Oh, man, we got 2 racks of these guys, too. Willie, Shady, Garrett, Elder, Kime. Another plateless racer on the top side of this one. Pretty sure that's Kime, though. Oh, Willie, no plate. Willie trying to get in there on Kime, can't make it stick. The fit's going out of the rest of the class. Garrett in there hanging on to the 4 spot. Other half of 17 to 20X, Ewert, Schneider, Bailey, and Eddie. Top 2 out of here once again. Whole shot on the outside. Gate 8 colors. Caden Bailey. Schneider looking to the inside. Ewert in there. And the Bulldozer, Mason Eddy. Top 2 moving on. Looks like it's going to be the fellas out of this rack. As we speak, Caden and Caden on your 1 and your 2. Moto number 27, 41, 45, Expert, Rideout, Culver, Mayers, and the Metal Man. About 3 wide going into turn number 1. Culver, though. Nice jump out of factory standard ride, Scotty Culver. Culver on the 1. Sean Rideout. Oh, Rideout gives up the 2 to the metal man. Now tries to toss him an elbow. Makes it happen. It's funny. Rideout goes into hibernation when the weather's nice. As soon as it gets cold and we move inside, Sean Rideout grabs his bike and goes BMXing. Culver Rideout. Metal Man and Mayers, last moto, round 1, Burke, Dennison, Bedford. Trusty Steeds ride. Jerry Dennison, Mike Burke, Mike Bedford on your 2 and your 3. We were just kind of wondering if maybe Sean Rideout hibernates with Mariah Carey and only comes out, you know, when the Christmas music starts. Dennison heckling the scoring ladies. That's not a way to score points with the scoring department. And I don't know how many times I just said the word score, but please forgive. All right, we're getting a couple of transfers out, and I say motos 1 through 10 back to staging. All right, Jones and Duncan on your 1 and your 2 right now out of balance bikes. This is moto number 1. Oh, sorry, I just saw a dog. I gotta go. Jones taking it in for the win in front of Duncan. Duncan gonna finish that one out as she finds the stripe. Gate goes down on Moto 2, Ike, Wells, Stifle, Lagerquist, Taylor. Whole shot on the outside, Wells. Wells getting a little crankied up there. Going over the big Fresh Park jump. I mentioned Dean Wright from Wright Cycles was in the house. He has a bike over here that his shop rats put together. This very cool clunker with a vintage Manitou fork on it, and I don't know, it looks like somebody's parts box just fell together. $10 a shot for the raffle. Dean's gonna do the drawing on the 23rd of December if you want to check out the bike and get in on the raffle. Dean's over here by where the concession stand usually is. Oh, he's gonna walk around. 13-14 open class. Moto number is 3. Nicely Honer, Miller, Shekels, Ashby, Handley. Another hole shot out of Miller. Miller got double A in tow. Double A, how many bikes without number plates do you have in the building tonight? Looks like Double A got into Barry Noble's gear bag at the Grands. Oh man, drag race to the line. I'm not calling that one. Hanley gonna take the 3. That one's a good call though. Sean Rideout checking out the clunker in case he wins. Might have to lower the seat, Sean. That bike's made for a tall boy. Ewert, Johnson, McBroom, Hurst. Ladies Cruisers. Nice jump out of the Jaybird. Green Tree Standard Bike Ride. Hurst in there on the 2. Ewert and the Flying Squirrel going to round that one out. That's moto number 4. Moto number 5 is 9 Cruiser. Ash, Jones, Reeves, and Adams. Dean, I would buy a ticket, but if there's one thing I don't need, it's another bike. I'm afraid I might win. Whole shot on the inside. Danger Deacon Reeves. Can the turn handle the speed? Looks like it can this time. Ash. Ash on the 2. Jones and the Ben Dog going to round that out. That was 9 Cruiser, moto number 5. Moto number 6, 11 Cruiser. Top 2 on in the main event. Out of here, looks like we ended up with Johnson, Trader, and Dimmer. Top. We're taking, there's 4 in the race. Johnson, Trader. I got 3. I see. We combined the motos. My mistake. So we're looking at Johnson, Trader, Dimmer, Devaney, and Cook. And top 4 onto the main, correct, Sarah? Taking top 4 to the main event. Beef Johnson on the inside. Green Tree Standard Ride. Be Trader behind him, I believe. Or no, that's Devaney. Devaney hanging on to the 2 spot. Top 4 going out. Chef Landon Cook in there. Trader's got the final transfer spot in front of Dimmer right now. Going to be Beef Johnson, the great Tate Devaney, the Chef Landon Cook, and Dimmer out of there. All right, brings us to Moto 8. 31-55 Cruiser. DePau, Chopa, Helke, Remley. This one got spicy. DePau's on the outside this time. Can he make something happen from gate 9? Trying to get the inside line on Chopa. And Chopa foot down, sit down into turn number 2. Remley goes wide, trying to make it around Dimmer, makes it happen, or Helke makes it happen. Looks like Chopa holding off the Silver Fox for one more round. Boy, that's going to screw up the scoring. $56.60 Cruiser, Dennison, Burwell, Burke. Burke way on the outside, trying to power down, holding off Burwell now. Bionic Bob doing it for BBR Racing. Trusty Steeds ride, Dennison hanging on to the 1. Burwell trying to get the inside of Burke. Now he moves to the outside, trying to carry the speed. Outside, inside, inside, outside. Trying to find a line. It's extra points if you take out the photographer. I don't know, Bob, can you protest the photographer? 5 and under novice, Duncan Smith, Alan Frazier. Gate goes down, in and around turn number 1. Wow, taking turn 1 way wide. Maybe the 19 ride, Tucker Smith. Smith on the 1. Oh, we get a high side slide out by the 2 ride. It's the 969. That's Carson Allen. Be dunking on your 3 ride. Sawyer Frazier getting a little help from Pops. He's not going up that time until Dad's there. Good job, Sawyer. Sawyer got both feet down. I don't know. He's just running, making it happen. Moto number 11 getting locked and loaded. The 7 novice is going to be Garrett Stifle Gates. Whole shot out of the center. The 15 ride, that's Oakley Gates. Gates on the 1. Truett Stifle on the 2. Hayden Garrett hanging on to the 3 spot. She goes way wide, turn number 2. Still going to be Oakley Gates. Oh, Gates goes down. Leaves the door wide open for Stifle. How can he get back up and stay in front of Garrett? Garrett's got a little move happening right now. Oh, Gates gets back on the gas too quick for Hayden Garrett to take advantage. Nice racing out of Moto number 11. Moto 12 going to be 8-year-old novice Robinson, McGinnis, Goodman, and Frazier. The 854 ride one more time. That's Goodman, followed by the 192 of McGinnis. McGinnis on your 2 spot. It'll be Frazier on the 3 and Robinson on the 4. So Goodman going to take that one in for the win out of Moto 12 round 2. Goodman, Frazier, and Robinson finishing that one out. Robinson having a little bit of trouble. All right, we need to send a little love Thomas Robbins' way. He just got a little frustrated on that jump. Can we talk you into coming back and giving it one more try, Thomas? He looks like he's headed for his pits. Thomas, you came all the way from Indiana, and you're not going to jump back on your bike and finish it out for us? Hopefully we'll see Robinson back for round 3 coming up here in just a little bit. Moto 13, 8-year-old intermediate. Robbins, Demink, and the Ben Dog. Whole shot out of the center, Demink, BMX Rex doing it for Team Iowa. Oh, man. Rex just totally mean-mugged Kaylin Robbins. I don't know. Somebody looks at me like that, I'm going to shut it down. Demink still on the 1, Robbins, and the Ben Dog. All right, we just figured out what happened to Thomas Robinson. He broke a brake cable. Has anybody happen to have a cable and housing, perhaps in your gear bag, that he can borrow tonight and get it back to you later on? We need to get his bike rolling for him. That's why he was having so much trouble on that jump. So if you could dig into your gear bag, Remley's going to try to get his bike going for him, but if anyone has a cable and housing, brake cable and housing, that Thomas could have tonight to get him back on the bike for main events coming up, we would appreciate that. So check your gear bags for a cable and housing. Moto 13, 8-year-old intermediate, Moto 14, 9-year-old intermediate. Fireball, Emmett Kaczynski. Kaczynski on the top side of this one more time. Oh, trying to make a move. In turn 2 was the 7 ride. I don't have a 7 on my motor sheet. 354 ride. Frazier, that's going to put Kai Garrett. Garrett running the 7 tonight. 11-year-old intermediate. Big one here. Cook, McGee, Trader, Lagerquist, Taylor, Jones, Hurst, and the Voodoo Child. Oh, hey, Remley. Oh, I think you might have one. All right. The BMX community comes through. We ended up with 2 cables and housings. Thank you, Bracers. Holy cow, look at this mess of BMX going on. Hurst on the top side of this one. Hurst. Oh, nice move out of the 2 ride. That is the chef, Landon Cook. Cook picks the pocket of Hurst. She was not watching what was going on in that turn, and she got pimped. Bump gear, Wells Jones. Moto number 16, 12-year-old intermediate, hole shot. Nice jump out of the G-force. Gage Jones. Jones, can he hang on? He's got a mess of BMX happening behind him. Trying to work the inside of turn number 2. Oh, hole. Wow, nice move out of the 101. Kellen Wells gets a good slingshot on the high side of turn 2. Oh, he might have. Nope, Jones. Jones holds him off. The G-force. Does the G stand for green? Yeah. Oh, thank you, though. All right. We ended up with a total of 3 cables and housings. Thank you very much, everybody. Whole shot goes to Whitmarsh, but she causes a pileup in turn 1. On the exit of turn 1, leaves the door wide open for Honer. Honer now got the Jaybird hot on his heels. Shekels getting collected in that mess in turn number 1. Going to be Honer in front of the Jaybird out of Moto 17. Big Show going to round that one out. 8 girls expert on the gate, going to be McBroom, Robbins, and Max Power. Zoe on the top side of this one, taking it in and out of turn number 3. Going to be Sophie McBroom in there on your 2 spot. And Emerson Robbins going to finish that one out in your 3. That was Moto 18. We're winding down round 2. Motor number is 19. Big hole shot out of danger, Deacon Reeves. Ike, though, laying him down, trying to catch up to Reeves. Reeves is checking out of this one already. Wally Beast in there on your 3 spot right now, doing it for Right Cycles. Reeves, though, tearing it up, lighting that concrete on fire. Take that one in for the win. Ike just holding off Wally Beast. Wally Beast was on a tear on the last half of that lap. Moto number 20, the Outlaw Fisher Jones, Speed Bump, and Chandler Ash. This is our Gate 8 moto. Gate 8 Sexton Ford coming at you right here, right now. Topside ride going to bump, I'm sorry. Speed bump on the 138 right there. Chandler Ash sneaks in for the 2 spot. And the Outlaw Fisher Jones sitting on your 3. Looks like that's how Moto 20 is going to finish out. Top 4 out of this one on in the main event. This is the other half of 11 Expert. Be Devaney, Cartwright, Johnson, Demink, and Dimmer. Whole shot goes to the 31 ride. Big Hoss Cartwright. Hoss Cartwright got Beef Johnson in tow. Sneaking in there on the 3 ride. Going to be the great Tate Devaney. And Demink in your final transfer spot. Dimmer is in danger of missing the main event. The 11X class looks like Demink has your final transfer spot. Moto number 23, 13 Expert, going to be Helke Ashby Colvord. Ashby found a number plate. Awesome. Double A on the 1. Or is that Barry Nobles? No, that's Ashby. The Stinger Dax Helke hanging on to your 2 spot. Going to be Lenny Colvord. Coming to us from someplace in Indiana. I'm not going to try to say the name of your town. Goro, Spiker, Hanley, the Supersport, and Miller. Supersport having some trouble in turn 1 last time, causing a pileup. Let's see what happens this time. Miller is not going to be any part of any pileup as he is way out front one more time. Gate 8 Sexton Ford ride. Man, Hanley out there in the 2. You guys out there with bare elbows on flat concrete turns. Golly gee whiz, you scare me. Supersport going to hang on to the 3 spot. Spiker. And Goro. $17 and over X, 1720X. Top 4 out of here on to the main event. Shady, Garrett, Elder, Eddie, Ewert. Elder going to take it in. Garrett on your 2. Ewert. Final transfer spot looks like goes to Shady. Moto 27 almost done with round 2, folks. Right out Culver, Mayers, and the Metal Man. Metal Man gets a good jump on the outside, but holy cow, Culver. Culver, I think, still has his outdoor gear on. Oh, he overcooks the turn right out, trying to get into the mix. Metal Man on the outside. Uncle Rico hanging on to the 4 spot. Still going to be Culver. Factory standard ride, Scotty Culver. Kick out to power slide in front of Sean Rideout. Rideout on your 2, the Metal Man and Uncle Rico. Rounding out Moto number 27, round 2, Moto number 28, round 2, 56 and over Expert class. Oh, novice and Expert. Bedford in there, Dennison and Burke. Jerry Dennis. Coming all the way from Ottumwa, Iowa. In the snow, in the cold, in the wind. Dennison going to take it in for the win. Burke on your 2. Bedford on your 3. That is round 2. We'll be back for main events in just a little bit. We got just a little bit of paperwork to do. Culver, going to play some foot down. Scotty Culver with foot down on the first straight. If you want in on that, stop into the first straight. Hey, I don't know if I wore a bright enough jacket tonight, but if you can see me over here in my orange jacket, I'm over here with Alex. She's making custom bracelets tonight. She hasn't made one sale. It might be because of my lack of promotion. So if you're interested in a custom-made bracelet, stop over see Alex. Alex is, I don't know, you're very artsy. I saw some paintings of you, or not of you, paintings that you did while I was over at Festival of Trees. I took a walk over Festival of Trees the other day. I was playing with the ukulele club, and we got done playing, so I looked around, saw Alex's painting. So stop over, see Alex, and get a bracelet. She has different pricings and different ways of making bracelets, so stop on over, see Alex. Are you raising money for something special? Just, Alex is trying to make some Christmas money over here. So stop by and get a bracelet. Ariel, you need a bracelet? Maybe. We got a maybe. That's a not a no. So stop over and get a bracelet from Alex. She'll set you up with whatever colors you like. Meanwhile, foot down, going down on the first turn. Or, no, that's a straightaway. Sorry about that. Oh, we got to slide out. I have not talked one word about 50-50 tonight. James, how much you got in there, do you know? All right, we'll have a 50-50 count here in a minute. If you need a 50-50 ticket, stop over here by the announcer's table. All right, $222 in the pot before the split on 50-50. You don't want to miss out on, really, $222 on a Wednesday night, the first week of December, the very first night we're here. Holy cow. We keep that up, we're going to be able to turn the heaters on. All right, racers, let's go ahead and clear the track. Motos to staging. Main events are coming up. right, racers, last call. You should not be starting another lap. You should be clearing the track. And I see you starting another lap. So let's clear the track. It is a school night after all. And dang it, I'm missing Survivor. All right, staging looks very empty. And there goes our backstager. I suggest you get to staging so you don't miss your main event. It's going to be last call for 50-50. Also, James just walked out on the track. What? So if you want in, you got to get in right now. We're not leaving till we hit 300. Can't count how many times that trick has worked. Getting our balance bikes up. Going to be Duncan and Jones in main event, moto number 1. All right, balance bikes locked and loaded. Duncan Jones, main moto 1. We gotta drop motos faster. I just saw Heather Scrowther yawning. Has it been a long day, Heather? I caught you yawning. Usually I'm the first one to yawn. I've been up since 3 a.m. Griffin Jones coming right by me. The smile's so big with his ears are going to fall off. It's a good thing that helmet holds him in. Georgia Duncan bringing up the flashiest plate at the track. Josh wore out. You had to do mains. Lean back and close your eyes, Georgia. That's what I do. Lean back, close your eyes, and hope for the best. Jones taking it in. Georgia Duncan finishing up. Uh-oh. She just looked up at Mom. Oh, Georgia, you going to finish it out? Oh, she wants to do it by herself. I get it. Oh, nice catch. She likes to go real deep into turn number 3, Georgia does. She gets a little shot back going through. I think Miss Kitty does that too when she comes around there because that's too sharp of a turn for Miss Kitty. Of course, we saw Miss Kitty at the Grand Nationals. Georgia Duncan taking that one in for the 2 out of main moto 1. Main moto 2 going to be Ike Wells, Stifle, and Lagerquist Taylor. This is 11-12 open. time. Hole shot goes to Kellen Wells. Ike hanging on to a strong 2, trying to hold off. Lagerquist Taylor. Lagerquist doing it for Team Iowa. Trying to catch up to the boss. Truett Stifle on the 4. It's going to be Wells. Tex Ike just totally mean mugged Lagerquist. Main Moto 3, 13-14 open. Hanley, Ashby, Shekels, Miller, Honer, and Nicely. Miller on the inside with a wonderfully fast hole shot one more time. Oh, double A slides out and collected Shekels. Shekels had a strong run going into turn number 1. I'm going to check on Ashby. He just got hammered by the big show in turn number 1 there. Shekels had nowhere to go. All right, double A back up and Adam Honer going to go. Shekels going to go. I think Shekels just called out Honer. A race in a race. And Shekels going to take that one in. All right, main moto number 4 going to be Ewart, Johnson, McBroom, Hurst. This is girls cruisers. Speaking of girls cruisers, I just noticed Coach Jill over by the starting hill. Good to see Coach Jill here tonight. She was at Grands and somebody set a trap for her. I watched it go down and I screamed. Oh, I was angry. Jaybird on the 1, Hurst on the 2. Jaybird, Green Tree Standard Ride, going to take that one in for the win out of main moto number 24, only on 4. Hurst on your 2. I think McBroom might have just snaked in on the Purple Princess there at the finish line. 9-year-old cruisers, the Ben Dog, Deacon Reeves, the Outlaw Fisher Jones, and Chandler Ash. Reeves with a good hole shot on the inside. Team USA colors coming right at you. Heading in and out of turn number 1. Chandler Ash on a strong 2 right now. The Outlaw Fisher Jones also doing it for gate 8 along with Chandler Ash. On your 3, and the Ben Dog. Ben Dog's kit always looks flashy. Lots of colors going on there. I think he's got his PJs underneath on there tonight. Getting ready for bed already. It is, yes, it's past my bedtime. All right, 11 cruiser, big main coming at you, 8 wide. If you're not watching anything else, or if you haven't watched anything else, watch this one. Reeves gets the hole shot. Haas Cartwright on the inside. Nice move out of him. Oh, he shuffles back behind Pavalonis and Scrowther now. Still going to be Reeves, Power Effects Speed Co ride. Man, they had a nice camp at the Grands. I about stopped in and grabbed some popcorn. Reeves on the 1, Pavalonis, Scrowther. Beef Johnson now finds the 4. Haas Cartwright trying to hold off the great Tate Devaney. Devaney and Cartwright, I'm not calling that one. 31 to 55 cruiser class. Remley, Helke, Chopa, and DePau. Somebody gave Paul DePau the inside line. Shouldn't have oughtn't have done that because it's main time. Factory S&M ride of Paul DePau, topside ride. Oh, Remley slides out. Remley still running the outside dirt tires. Lost a little traction. DePau might have been camping out waiting for the main event. Schopa going to try one more move. Can't make it stick. Track operator Paul DePau going to take the win. Schopa, Helke, and Remley. Main event number 9, 5660 Cruiser, Burke, Burwell, Dennison. Dennison on the outside. Burke trying to hold off the BBR ride of Bionic Bob Burwell. Burke holding him off. There goes Bob. Bob finds the inside line out of turn 2. Snakes in on Burke. Burke going to shut it down a little bit heading into that last turn. Burwell rolls up on Dennison. Dennison doing just enough work to hang on to the one. Brings us on to Moto 10, main Moto 10, 5 and under novice. Duncan Smith, Allen Frazier. Slowly but surely out of the starting gate comes our 5 and under novice class. Taking that turn way wide one more time. Be the 19 ride, Tucker Smith out of Hillsdale. Allen. Duncan. Here comes Frazier. Jimmy Smith on the one still. Allen, Duncan. Sawyer, Frazier. Frazier getting another push from Dad out there. Frazier doing both feet down style in that turn. He's not going to fall either direction. Frazier going to finish that one out. That was main Moto 10, 5 and under novice class. 7 novice class, Garrett, Stifle, Gates. Gates on the outside with the whole shot. Had a little trouble last round. We'll see what happens here. Oakley Gates out of Kelowna. Stifle and Hayden Garrett. Garrett goes deep. Oh, Stifle. Stifle tries the big move on Gates. Couldn't make it stick. Leaves the door wide open for Hayden Garrett. Garrett now working the 2 spot in main event number 11. Can Hayden hold off down that last straightaway? Looks like she's got the 2 spot wrapped up. Stifle, let her get too far away. Main Moto 12, 8-year-old novice class. Robinson, McGinnis, Goodman, Frazier. Again, thanks to everybody that helped Thomas Robinson get his bike ready to go. He needed himself a brake cable. Inside line gets the whole shot right now. I think that might be Goodman. 8:54, indeed, that is Jackson Goodman. Goodman on the one, McGinnis, Robinson, Frazier on your 3 and your 4. Jackson Goodman still hanging on to the 1 spot. McGinnis. Robinson hanging on to the 3. I think it was Robinson's mom came over and told me how to say the name of their town in Indiana. I still can't do it. Uh-oh. Racing for 3rd and 4th. Wow. Peyton Frazier might have picked the pocket of Thomas Robinson right there. Not sure. We'll have to check with the scoring department. 8-year-old intermediate, Callan Robbins, BMX Rex, and the Ben Dog. BMX Rex dominating this one right now. Doing it for Team Iowa in and out of that second turn. The 78 ride behind him. This will be Callan Robbins on your 2 and the Ben Dog on your 3. Rex hanging on to the finish line for Team Iowa. 9-year-old intermediate, Garrett Frazier and Kaczynski. Fireball looking under his elbow, seeing who's behind him, making sure they're there. Carson Frazier on your 2 spot. Gonna put Kai Garrett on your 3. Garrett trying to make a move in turn 2. Couldn't make it stick. A for effort though. Fireball gonna take that one in for the win out of Main Moto 14. Main Moto 15, 11 intermediate, there's 7 of them. And they were 7 wide at the stripe. The 101 ride of the chef, Landon Cook, trying to hold off Hurst. Oh, he has to slap a foot down on the ground. Gate 8 colors back there in the 3. That's Dr. Jones. Be Trader. Trader trying to hold off the Voodoo Child. Not sure what happened there. Main moto number 16, 12-year-old intermediate bump gear Wells and the G-Force. G-Force had a handle on this one earlier. Oh, somebody gear trying to work him on the inside. Now somebody trying to go on the outside of the G-Force. Gate 8 ride of G-Force taking it in and out of turn number 1. The 211 of Gear right behind him. Gear now has to give it up. Kellen Wells trying to get in the mix now. Wells shuffles back. Oh, man, we got a mess for 3 and 4. Gear going to hang on to the 2. "14-year-old intermediate is your class. Main Moto 17, nicely Honer, Shekels, Johnson, Whitmarsh. See if Whitmarsh can hang on to some traction in the turn number 1. She makes it happen. Shekels now moving the motor where he wants it to go. He's got, Shekels slides out, goes from 2 to 4 just like that. Whitmarsh hanging on to the 1. Hey, you guys are getting beat by 2 girls. Whitmarsh and the Jaybird show the fellas the way to the stripe. Honer nicely, Shekels rounding it out. Main moto number 18. Main moto 18, 8 girls, Expert, McBroom Robbins, and Max Power. 2 ride topside. That's going to be Zoe on the 1. Zoe in front of Sophie and Emerson. Zoe doing it for Right Cycles and Hearst Plumbing. Taking that one down and around in and out of that final turn. Sophie McBroom hanging on to the 2 spot. And Emerson Robbins out of Cedar Rapids takes the 3. $238 before the split of 50-50. We'll be drawing that here very shortly. In about 6 or 7 races. Whole shot on the inside, Danger Deacon Reeves. Reeves on the 1, the boss Dex Ike in there on the 2. Wally Beast trying to get into the mix. Reeves going to go deep in turn number 2. He's got this one figured out. Ike can't make it stick out of turn 2. Ike sits back into the 2 spot, and Wally Beast hangs on to the 3. Be Reeves Power Effect Speedco ride on the 1. The boss and Wally Beast doing it for Right Cycles. On your 3, 9X is your class. Main moto number is 20. And the Outlaw Fisher Jones. Speed Bump and Chandler Ash. This moto brought to you by Gate 8 and Sexton Ford. The 138 ride of Speed Bump on the 1. Chandler Ash on the 2. The Outlaw Fisher Jones going to hang on to the 3 spot coming out of turn 2. It's going to be Bump, Ash, and Jones, 1, 2, and 3. Main moto number 21, going to be 11X. We got him 8 wide, just like in the cruiser class. Be Pavlonis, Colvard, Demink, Johnson, Cartwright, Devaney, Scrowther, Reeves. Heavy hitters. This could be a main event at Eddie National. Oh, Pavlonis smacks the gate, but he manages to get out anyhow. So Reeves on the 1, Pavlonis coming around for the 2. Scrowther searching the inside for the 2. He's going to make a move on Pavlonis. Cannot make it stick. Pavlonis holds his ground. Oh, somebody just made a nice move. I think that was the 33 ride. That's Parker Colvard out in front of Scrowther, Beef Johnson, Demink, the great Tate Devaney, and Haas Cartwright. Big class right there, 11X. Main moto, 23, 13-year-old experts, Colvard, Ashby, Helke. Double A on the inside, gonna be the Stinger Dax Helke on the 2, trying to go way wide was Lenny Colvard out of somewhere in Indiana. Oh man, Helke tried to put the move on Ashby. Ashby said, nope, not tonight. Helke cannot get on the inside of Double A. Double A gonna take it in for the win. The Stinger on the 2, Colvard on the 3. Main moto number is 24, 15X is your class. Miller, the Super Sport, the Handler, Crazy Train, and Goofy Goro. 15X shenanigans will be ensuing, I assume. Not for Miller, though. Oh, wow, Super Sport. Super Sport laying him down, trying to hold off Handley, and he almost caught Miller. Handley trying to give the Super Sport fits. Super Sport feeding it right back. Handley goes 2-4 just like that. Gonna be Goro now on the 3 spot. Can he hold off Handley down that last straightaway at the line? You girls call it. I'm not gonna. Spiker rounding it out of main moto 24. Main moto 25 is gonna be Willie, Shady, Garrett, Elder, Kime, Ewert, Schneider, and Bailey. Another 8-wide main event. Hot money right now is going to be on the Purple Princess. She's got the inside line. If I was a betting man, Ewert just crossed herself. She said a quick prayer. Lord, please don't let these fellas run me over. Gay goes down. That is a mess of BMX. Kime on the inside. Oh, Kime collects a rear wheel. Kime got into Elder and shuffled back. Elder hanging on to the 2. Kime now just gets passed by Schneider. Somebody else working Kime on the inside. That's Willie. Willie now finds the 2 spot behind Elder. Wow. Elder, Schneider. Main moto 26, 3 races left for the night. Then we're going to pull that 50-50 ticket for you. Ewert, or whoopsie. Sorry, 2 left, 27. Going to be right out Culver, Mayers, and O'Malley. Culver going to go to the deep end of turn 2. Can he hold right off out? No! Culver goes 1-3 behind right out in the metal man. Uncle Rico hanging back in the 4 spot, right out. Maybe there's a reason he likes to race the indoors. Be right out, the metal man, Scotty Culver, and Uncle Rico. Last main event of the night, 56 and over expert, Burke, Dennison, and Bedford. 56 and over novice and expert. Dennison way on the outside. Can he make it happen out of gate 8? Gets the jump on Bedford. Burke gets the jump on Bedford. Dennison, I'm going to tow in your brake pads while you're not looking. Trusty Steeds ride. Jerry Dennison hanging on to the 1 spot, heading into turn number 3. Me, Mike Burke, doing it for Strange Motion Kicker on your 2-spot and your Gate 8 ride. Mike Bedford finishes off the night out of our last main event. Winning 50-50 ticket coming at you. It's a purple ticket. 732176. $732-176 on your winning 50-50 ticket. Oh, is that Lagerquist? We're going to check these tickets. Yep, looks like we got a winner. 50-50 winning is going back home to Cedar Rapids. Oh, wait, don't forget about tax, title, and document fee. No, you take that money. You take that money and go to Dairy Queen. Don't forget, folks, we're back here Friday. I'm assuming we got practice tomorrow. I'm looking for someone more official than me to make the call. Check the Facebooks.